Every building you see around you, apartments, offices, stores, all started with an idea on a piece of land. Someone came in and decided what to build, why to build it, and if it made sense financially. This process is called real estate development. My name is Ethnie. I work in real estate development in New York City, and I graduated with an MBA and Master of Architecture from Yale University 2 years ago. Today in this video, I will take you through step by step how real estate development actually works. The first thing to understand about real estate development is that there are different asset types, such as residential, commercial, or industrial. Each of these asset types carries its own risks, timeline, and financial characteristics, which is why most developers specialize in just one of them. In addition, many developers focus on just one geographic location. This allows them to develop deep connections with the brokers, lenders, investors, and local government agencies. It also allows them to gain a deeper understanding of the local communities and their needs. While the fundamentals of development are similar across asset types, the details can vary significantly depending on what and where you're building. The first real step in the real estate development process is site selection. Developers are looking for locations where their target customers would actually want to live in or use. For this video, let's assume we're looking to develop multifamily apartments, which is a popular asset type here in New York City. As a developer, if you're targeting families, you might prioritize good school districts, whereas if you're targeting young working professionals, then you might look to prioritize proximity to public transportation, nearby job centers, as well as entertainments in the area. Once we've identified a specific piece of land, there are still many other things to evaluate, such as the environmental conditions of the land, any existing utilities and their utility capacities, planning constraints, and zoning regulations. The zoning code tells important information to the developer, such as how tall the building can be or how much of the land the building can cover. Once we figure out what can legally be built, we can then move on to the financial analysis. Financial analysis typically begins with a quick high-level feasibility study, sometimes called a back-of-napkin pro forma, to see if a project could even work. As the project progresses, this analysis becomes more detailed, incorporating development costs, financing structure, operating assumptions, leasing timelines, and even exit strategies. The goal is to develop a financial projection as realistic as possible, and this financial projection is often called a pro forma model. The goal is to project the project from pre-development through to construction, leasing, all the way to the exit. This helps the developer to understand if this project is going to generate acceptable returns. If the pro forma analysis indicates that the project can generate viable return, then the project moves forward to further design development and construction. Before handing the building off to architects, the developer needs to make some key decisions, such as the building type, style, unit mix, and amenities. For example, a glass facade building with balconies might cost more to build, but can also support higher sales price because it's viewed as more premium, whereas a brick building with punch windows might cost less to build, but could also blend in better with an existing brownstone neighborhood in New York City. The developer also needs to decide if this is a market that favors smaller unit types for young working professionals or larger unit mix for families. Amenities are also key decisions, whether you want to include gym, co-working space, lounge, movie room. These all add to the additional cost of the structure, and it's also constrained by the existing conditions of the site. Let's say, for example, in New York City, building a swimming pool might not be very feasible, but including a small gym with a nice street front lobby could really add to the living experience of the building. Once these decisions are made, the architects will translate them into design drawings that align with both the budget and project goals. With a feasible design and financial model, the developer then needs to go out to secure financing. Yes, you heard it right. Up until this point, typically developers do not have all the money yet, and it's completely normal. Most development projects are funded using a combination of bank loans and investor equity. Using other people's money is a core part of real estate development as it increases the developer's leverage. Developers often obtain a construction loan from a bank, which is usually short-term and funded in stages as the construction progresses. Additional capital can come from equity investors, mezzanine lenders, or even joint venture partners. After the project is completed, loans get repaid first, followed by the investor returns. Then the developer typically gets paid last through the remaining profit of the project. Once financing is secured, construction begins. The developer hires a general contractor to build the project and work closely with them to manage cost, timeline, and quality of the building. Architects remain involved in the construction process to review progress and address any issues as they arise. If the cost goes over budget, then the architect, general contractor, and developer may work together in a value engineering exercise to reduce costs while maintaining the performance and the design intent. The key goal during this stage is to complete the project on time and within budget. Since time is money, delays could significantly impact profitability. While construction is underway, marketing and leasing can begin. The developer needs to spread the word for the building before it's completed. This may involve branding or marketing agencies, putting up a model unit with an interior designer, and partnership with leasing brokers. The goal is to attract buyers or renters as early as possible to reduce vacancy risk after building completion. Once the building is occupied, it enters the operations phase. Rental and sales income are used to cover debt, as well as operating expenses and property management fees. Some developers may choose to operate the properties themselves, while others might hire a third-party property management company to do it for them. With the project stabilized, the developer can evaluate exit strategies. This could include holding onto the property long-term, refinancing, or selling it to a company who specializes in operating stabilized assets. If a project gets sold, the revenue will be used to pay off remaining debt, return capital and profit to investors, and provide developers with the remaining profit to reinvest in future projects. This is obviously an oversimplified overview of a long and complex process. Even at this high level, you can see that real estate development involves many different participants, many different stages, and carries significant risks. Changes in the market condition and government policies can impact a project's success in unpredictable ways. In New York City, where I live in, there's a long-standing housing shortage caused by many factors including high construction costs, limited land, and regulatory constraints. It's more important than ever for developers to find ways to provide high-quality and affordable housing options for people. I am very passionate about this industry. If you find this video helpful, please like and subscribe and comment down below if you have any questions. Thank you for watching and see you next time.